Welcome to Happy Homes and Gardens. I'm your host. My name is Daphne Royce. I am a real estate broker, architecture, and interior designer. Peninsula Family Service has served our community since 1950. Their services focus on early learning, older adults, financial empowerment, and employment. Let's welcome Heather Cleary, who is the CEO of Peninsula Family Service and will share some insights with us. How are you, Heather?
I'm good, Daphne. Thank you so much for having me on your program today.
Welcome. Please tell us who you are and how you got involved with the Peninsula Family Service.
Sure. I'm Heather Cleary. I am CEO of Peninsula Family Service, or PFS for short. And I got my career start becoming a CPA at Arthur Andersen. So I always have had the financial lens on the work. After that experience, I fell in love with the nonprofit industry, and I've worked in nonprofit for nearly 25 years. I've been at Peninsula Family Service for 14 years, starting as the Chief Financial Officer, and became CEO in 2017.
How many services locations do you have in California? How do people receive your services?
So PFS operates in both San Mateo and Santa Clara counties. Our headquarters and main office building is in San Mateo. We have 8, soon to be 10, early learning sites that offer full day, full year subsidized care for working families. We operate our peer counseling and technology programs at over 30 sites in the area. We operate an older adult activity center in Redwood City and have an office in San Jose.
Were you thinking to expand to other counties in the Bay Area?
We're thinking about it, but we do know there is so much work to do in San Mateo and Santa Clara counties that we really want to make sure that we have the most effect wherever we go.
With Peninsula Family Services started with the same name? What have it ever changed?
No, we started as Family Service Agency of San Mateo County in 1950. We are 74 years old and are so excited about becoming our 75th anniversary next year. We changed our name in 2010 to Peninsula Family Service.
Is the reason you changed your name?
We really wanted to reflect that we were not only in San Mateo County, we are also in Santa Clara County and really focused on providing services to the entire peninsula area.
Have you seen a change in mental health issues before and after the COVID pandemic?
Oh, good question. Mental health has always been a challenge for our participants, and COVID unfortunately added a whole new layer of isolation. We have seen a spike in loneliness, and our youngest learners and their families are also struggling more and need more therapeutic support. We are very fortunate at PFS to have behavioral health therapists on staff, and we contract with additional clinical support as needed to support our participants, as well as to support our own staff.
And what age range were you servicing those mental health issues?
So we support all ages, from just a few months old and pregnant moms to ages over 100 years plus. We provide support for our youngest learners, our infants, our toddlers. We support pregnant moms as they join the program, as they learn to become, new parents from conception and really work on making sure that they are preparing for their upcoming birth. And what that's going to mean for care, for work, for their family's budget, and everything upcoming. We are very excited to be able to support the older adults in our community. There are not a lot of programs out there for older adults, and that is the fastest growing population in our region.
What do they need to do in order to join the program?
So really reach out. There are a number of doors where you can enter the Peninsula Family Service family. We are out doing outreach all the time at various community events, but the best way to really get in touch and learn more about what we're doing is to start with our website at www.pfso.org. And we've got our services listed, we've got how you can enroll. And then once you fill out the forms on the website, you'll be contacted by a member of our staff. We will do a screening to see which services you are eligible for, which services other family members might be eligible for that you're familiar with. So you can get the services that you need to really live a healthy, strong life.
How long people do usually stay in your program?
We serve people from a few months occasionally through decades. We are so fortunate that we've got a number of programs where people really stick with us. And for example, at our Older Adult Activity Center, people come daily and have been coming daily in some cases for over 10 years. They enjoy the food, they enjoy the camaraderie, they enjoy what we have to offer, right, in the community. And that's really part of our goal. In early learning, some of our infants might stay with us through the start, till age 5 when they would start kindergarten. And we really try and do a warm handoff with the school district or their school that they're entering into. But then, of course, many of their siblings are still with us. So families can be with us for many years, occasionally up to a decade or more. We sometimes have families that rejoin. For example, they were children with us in our sites, and now they're parents bringing their children back. And, you know, as a 74-year-old organization, we're really fortunate that there's a lot of longevity in our programs. For our peer counseling program, we've had both volunteers and counselors that have been with us for more than 10 years. In our Got Wheels transportation program that started in 2018, we have riders who have signed up and stayed with the program since the beginning.
How often the transportation runs and who use those the most?
Right, so our transportation program is a partnership with Sarah Yellow Cab. We offer subsidized taxi rides, so a $5 ride anywhere in the service area. And the service area currently is North San Mateo County, Daly City down to Burlingame, across to Half Moon Bay and north, with the exception of Pacifica, who has its own program. So all people need to do is call us to sign up, and then you'll get a card in the mail. You have 6 $5 taxi rides a month, and enjoy your flexibility to get to your doctor's appointments, a grocery store, a friend's house, the airport, really whatever you need to do to keep yourself social and connected to your community.
How wonderful that you provide those services.
The service idea really came from looking at what people need in our community. One of our values at Peninsula Family Service is adaptability, and we are constantly adapting to the changing needs of our community. For example, we talked about mental health earlier. We had some programming for that, but not nearly like what we have today because the needs have increased so much. So at PFS, one of the things we're really proud about is we are so close to our community. When the community changes, we change with it to support current needs.
You mentioned earlier about older adults. What do you focus on with older adults? What is the biggest challenge for older adults?
So in older adults, we provide a suite of services designed to increase socialization and decrease loneliness and isolation. As I mentioned, it's such a huge challenge, loneliness, for our participants. And part of this is reduced mobility. That is where our Got Wheels program comes in. Another part could be lack of technology, not knowing how to reach out digitally, not understanding their cell phone, their smartphones, how to set up a Zoom, how to email even, or receive a picture on your phone. So these are challenges that many people face, and we recognize that we need to support people with that. Even just getting connected to the internet can be a challenge, or Wi-Fi. I know that I personally am grateful for my own son to help me with some of those challenges. So if you're an isolated older adult, there's not a lot of people that you can reach out to help support that. We also have peer counseling where we recruit and train volunteers to spend time with isolated members of our community. And that program is so precious to us because the volunteer benefits just as much as the participant. The training we have is over 36 hours talking all about the community resources available, uh, talking about how to share those community resources, where to go to advice for when somebody you're working with is struggling, and developing a really strong volunteer community amongst themselves. As volunteers, we get together on a regular basis to help support their work, as well as just their socialization and really make them feel like they're part of the Peninsula Family Service family. And then the participants who are referred to us, generally from the county or from other family members, have very low social connections. And once you start having low social connections, it's a self-reinforcing cycle that's really challenging to get out of. But people can get out of that cycle and start to build those connections again. And that's what our peer counselors are for, to help people as they are adjusting to aging. Ideally, many of them want to age in place and they need some support to do so. And at our Older Adult Activity Center, which is down in Redwood City, is really a lifeline for people. Many of whom visit daily for the delicious meals, the beautiful garden, the fresh produce. We partner with Second Harvest Food Bank down at that site as well to make sure that people have food that they need to get them through the weekend and their evening meals, the times when we are closed. Older adults have a lot of challenges in that they're not seen as visibly as the younger children in our community. And as an organization that supports all of our community, from our youngest learners to our oldest adults, we really see the attention faced on our youngest learners and on our children, and leaving older adults really to struggle for themselves. And when you're already in isolation, it just compounds the problem. We're really proud to be able to support the older adults in our community and work with our counties to do more for them.
What are your regular hours at your service centers?
It depends. For our early learning centers, it's approximately 7:30 to 5:30. Each site's a little bit unique, but those are the general hours. Our main office is a 9 to 5. And then we do a lot of work on the weekends and in evenings. Our financial empowerment classes, for example, those are generally in the evenings. Our parent classes and our parent events are in the evenings. We do a lot of outreach to the community on the weekends. But our Fair Oaks Adult Activity Center is housed in a government building in Redwood City. And we love that partnership with the city of Redwood City, but it does bring us more traditional hours, and we are open there approximately 9 to about 2.
Who can volunteer with the Peninsula Family Service?
Anyone over 16 can volunteer with Peninsula Family Service. Our volunteer opportunities are posted on our website, both for ad hoc opportunities or long-term opportunities like becoming a peer counselor. We also have auxiliary groups that are independent organizations that are set up to fundraise for Peninsula Family Service. And those have been very successful, some of which are over 50 years old.
Wow. What challenges have you faced in providing services?
So funding, funding is always one of our biggest challenges. Without adequate funding, it's really hard to compete for a high quality workforce to serve our participants and get the outcomes that we are looking for. 70% of our budget comes from government contracts, and government traditionally doesn't provide the full cost of the service they are asking for. They like a match or some fundraising from the organization. And we are more than willing to do that, but it is a challenge on an ongoing basis. So funding, especially unrestricted dollars that help the whole organization, is a huge challenge for us. The next challenge would be staffing. And we are so fortunate at PFS that our pay and our benefits are competitive, especially in our region that is a very high cost region. We do have competitive pay and benefits, but there aren't enough people in the field, especially amongst our early educators. The demand is really high and the pipeline is very narrow. I spend a lot of time working on bringing a higher or a larger pipeline to the county. And I work with our community college districts. I work with our county office of education. I work with our partner provider organizations because we're all feeling the same thing. We need more early educators in our community, and we need to really enhance this pipeline. And we're fortunate that we've got some support to do so because the county recognizes the need, the community college sees the need, but it's a long pathway. Early education has traditionally been a low field, a low pay field, and a high barrier to entry for getting the units needed to start in the business. So 12 units are needed to be able to be left alone with a child, which is a lot of work for somebody who might be making less than $20 an hour.
Where are they getting those 12 units from?
Generally, in this community, they get them from Skyline College or Kenyatta College or other community colleges. That's where most people get all their ECE, early childhood education units. In our community college district, to their credit, just started an apprenticeship program to really work on this problem that we're all seeing significantly. But funding and staffing are the two challenges that keep me up at night.
How can people support you on funding? Is it any donation sites regularly that people can go in and just donate?
Absolutely. At pfso.org, there is a donate button right in center. We have a variety of ways you can make a donation. We'd love it if you'd want to be a monthly donor and support us monthly. And that's really, we love our community support. We value every single dollar that comes through our doors and would encourage people to reach out to us. Donate if you can, any amount you can. Some of my favorite donors are the ones that really make a huge effort to donate what they can, right? And not necessarily, it doesn't need to be a big dollar. A $5 donation is just as meaningful as a donation with more zeros behind it.
How does PFS support young children and their families?
So we offer full day, full year early education for working families. The program is subsidized, So 95% of our families don't pay a fee, thanks to the state of California and our federal government. We use our creative curriculum for literacy and augment it with our signature STEM from the Start program. All of our children, even our youngest learners, receive the STEM education, and that's science, technology, engineering, and math. Our goal is to provide a safe environment to get children ready for kindergarten. For our parents, we have a variety of tools to keep them informed about what's going on with their child during the day. They get pictures, they see their lesson plans, and they're actively involved in continuing those lessons at home. So they can really become their child's teacher as well and really embrace that role. Many of the children we serve have additional needs, and we support those children and their families as they learn about those needs, whether it be speech therapy, occupational therapy, or a higher level of need. We do have several children who are on the autism spectrum at our sites, and we serve children with significant health challenges as well. We specially train our staff to make sure that we are meeting the children and the families where they are when they come into our site. 2 of our sites are at the Life Moves homeless shelters. So we have a special program supporting families experiencing homelessness with therapeutic interventions and any other types of support that they may need. Our goal for our parents is to get them ready to be their child's advocate and provide their children a safe learning environment while they are working.
Which 2 locations do you provide homelessness services?
That would be at First Step for Families in San Mateo and Haven House in Menlo Park. We have a child development center on site, full day, full year, supporting the families that are living there and some of the families who have since moved out, keeping continuity of the care.
Habit plus attitude equal habitude. What is habitude and why is it important?
Daphne, thank you for asking about that. One of our newest programs is our Youth Financial Empowerment Workshops. And this really came out of the adaptability value I was talking about earlier. When we were talking to our program participants in our financial empowerment programs about what they thought that we needed to do as we moved forward, they said, teach our kids. Our kids need to have this knowledge. We want them to have it so they don't make the mistakes that we have made, and that they're aware about finances as they move forward. So habitudes, which mix habit and attitude, are a key part of our financial empowerment workshops. It's all about how our spending habits and our mindset about money come together. In our workshops, we teach that being good with money isn't just about knowing how to budget and save. It's also about having the right attitude toward financial decisions. Habitudes shape how young people think about money, how they spend it, how they plan for their financial futures. By focusing on both their money habits and their attitudes, we help them build healthier financial behaviors. Our goal is to give our youth the knowledge and confidence they need to handle money well. We want them to feel empowered and responsible so they can build a solid financial foundation for their future. This way, they're not just learning about money, they're learning about how to think about it and use it in a way that sets them up for long-term success.
What is your website? How can people contact you?
Thank you for asking. So our website URL is www.pfso.org. And you can contact us through our website or through our general email address, which is info@pfso.org. pfso.org. Daphne, it's been such a pleasure talking to you today. I really appreciate you having me on your show.
Thank you very much, Heather. One more question. How people can contact you if they don't have a computer access? Is it there's a number to call?
Oh, there is a number to call. Thank you. 650-403-4300.
That will be really helpful. Thank you so much, Heather.